Hello, and welcome back to the Help Where Nerds podcast.
Help!
This is a special episode for the the return of Doctor Who.
Yay.
As you've probably gathered from previous episodes of our podcast, we are massive Whovians.
I have no idea what you're on about.
Dude, you literally got into Magic the Gathering because of Doctor Who.
Yeah, maybe. That might be exactly right.
So, there are a few things that we thought we should get out of the way, a little bit of housekeeping that we haven't done for a bit. To start off with, X-Men 97, we have taken the executive decision to treat the final 3 episodes as one episode due to it being 3 parts. So you'll get a special episode dedicated to the wrap-up of that and our thoughts on the series overall.
And unless my boy comes back, it's shit.
Yes, we all know Rob's feelings about the death of Gambit.
Wrongful death.
He'll be back. I'm pretty sure he's coming back as a Horseman of Apocalypse, but
That I'll agree to.
we'll save that for our X-Men 97 wrap-up episode.
Yes.
And Doctor Who. So before we get into our thought on our history with Doctor Who and all that stuff, I think the biggest thing we need to talk about is the new series, which starts at the time of recording tomorrow. With that, we here at the Help Where Nerds podcast have decided that we're going to wait until that series is complete and then talk about it in a wrap-up party style thing. And if we get enough votes for it, we were thinking maybe we might even live stream that podcast.
Yeah, we do.
So, but that depends on you as the audience.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Rob, you had some things you wanted to talk about in regards to Mental Health Week.
Yeah, mental health is hard. Just everyone remember, no matter how hard it is, take it from somebody who has mental health problems. For me, bipolar. So much fun.
Chronic depression here.
Yeah, PBD, possibly ADHD. I just add them to the list of problems, to be honest. Just remember, there's always somebody out there, and if you know somebody with mental health issues, just asking if they're okay, even if the answer is yes, they are, even when you know they're not. It is appreciated that you ask. Don't repeatedly ask. That's just going to piss them off. But you're never alone. And yeah, that's it.
I'd like to add, if you feel uncomfortable talking to your friends and family, there are always counselling options. Specifically in the UK, there are many ways to self-refer to free counselling services.
Yeah, you got that one online, which is good.
There is also BetterHelp for those that can afford it. Again, we're not sponsored. I just want to point out that is an option. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, something that I've been neglecting to do on previous episodes, please do like, share, and comment if you feel you can or you want to. Engagement is important to us, so.
Yes, and help.
Okay, on to Doctor Who.
My God, it started soon.
Yes. So, shall we give those that don't know what Doctor Who is a brief summary of Doctor Who?
The guy who can travel time and space in a big blue police box, also known as the TARDIS. I say guy, technically also a girl.
Gender fluid.
Yeah.
Gender non... Really. The Doctor's the Doctor.
Yeah, the Doctor.
If we're gonna go by pronouns, the Doctor is just the Doctor.
Yeah.
It's not he, it's not she, it's not they, it's not whatever. It's the Doctor.
And yeah, when they die, they can turn into somebody else. This is 15.
Yeah, this is 15. Technically.
Technically 14, but 15.
Timey-wimey bullshit.
Yeah, how to bring back David Tennant for the anniversary.
Also, how to keep David Tennant with the weird regeneration thing earlier on where
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
he regenerated into himself.
The whole Donna losing the stuff is the bit I hated from them three.
Oh, no, I was more thinking like when he regenerated in Donna's final episodes where he regenerated, but he regenerated into himself.
Yeah, that was fun. That was weird.
And then obviously we have the late, great John Hurt playing the Doctor that wasn't really the Doctor, the War Doctor.
And that lady who played the fugitive Doctor.
Yeah, but we have no idea where she is in the timeline.
I don't. Nobody does. But she was alright.
She was good.
So was Jodie, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I think we've said this in the past.
Yeah, bad writing.
Bad writing, not bad actress. And I personally love the fact that the Doctor has been multiple genders.
Yeah.
And in the comics, it's canon that he can even regenerate into different species. You know the cat people
Yes.
that we met with Martha to begin with, I think?
Yes.
Or was it Rose? I can't remember.
I think technically it was Rose for an episode.
But we got more of them with
Martha.
Yeah. Anyway, then in a comic, I don't believe it's canon, but then Doctor Who doesn't really have a canon.
No.
It's one of them confirms in the future that the Doctor regenerated into a cat person.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And I'd actually like to see that.
I would.
I think it'd be quite funny.
Yeah.
I'd also, seeing as one of the Doctor's main sticks is running, like to see a wheelchair user.
Yes, that as well.
Doctor. Like, imagine that. Like, the whole stick of the Doctor is that they run from place to place.
I know, my Doctor would definitely not be running because of my lungs. I'd have to get a stunt runner.
A stunt.
All the Doctor's running scenes, if I was the Doctor, would be done from the back. Apart from the odd clip where it's me just pretending to run on the spot. I was like, okay, finish, good. Stunt runner, come on. In comes the stunt runner, just so I don't kill myself with my tiny ass lungs.
Yes. So.
Wheelchair one would be fun.
It would. I'd love to see how they do it. I think they'd give you, going back to X-Men 97 a little bit, I think with the Doctor, you'd end up getting something like the futuristic type wheelchair that Professor X uses.
Yeah.
I think that'd be quite funny. Like a canine body without the canine, and the Doctor's sat in it. Or the Doctor just regenerates into someone that can't feel their legs, like a paralysed version of the Doctor, and he goes to chuffing Scarrow and nicks Davros's wheelchair.
Basically just Davros.
I'm just saying, it'd be funny. He just nicks Davros's...
You'd have to have Davros in there as well, just them two yelling at each other.
like a Little Britain sketch.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be quite funny, in my opinion, as a wheelchair user.
Won't know I'm too healthy for one, as I keep being told.
Just barely.
Yeah, only barely.
Oh. But yeah.
Favourite Doctor, quick, go.
David Tennant. A.K.A. 10.
Mine's 7, Sylvester.
I know he is. See, mine in order goes 10, but I think that's more nostalgia than anything else. I grew up with David Tennant as my Doctor, so...
I was born early 90s.
Yeah.
So I grew up watching the older ones with my father and sister.
Yeah. Then once I got into Doctor Who properly after watching 10, I actually got quite into Sylvester. I think he's cool. I actually got to meet him.
Jealous. I'm jealous.
At Comic-Con once. As a wheelchair user, I have to use the lift. So I went to a panel where he was speaking, and...
Wait, I just thought of the first time we saw the Daleks again with Christopher Eccleston. And then went up the stairs and going, hi, you can't get us Daleks. And them going, levitate.
Yeah.
As soon as you said, I have to use the lift because of my wheelchair.
Yeah. So, anyway, back to my story. the seminar thing where he was talking and asking questions, the panel ended, and he left to go and get in the lift with the companion that he was with. I believe it was Ace, but I can't remember for the top of.
If it is Ace, that makes me double.
I'm pretty sure it was.
May triple. Yes.
And he got in the lift, and me, my mum, and my partner all thought he's a minor celebrity.
Minor?
Well,
Man was in The Hobbit.
Yeah, and mid-tier then. Not A tier, is he? But
no,
still a celebrity, nevertheless. We'll let him go down, and we'll catch the next lift. That's what we intended anyway. No, Sylvester McCoy had different plans as he stopped the lift door with his hand, pushed it open, stepped back, turned to me, looked me dead in the eyes, and went, "Step into my TARDIS."
At that moment, your brain just melted away.
At that moment, I went silent, and I am not a silent person.
Definitely not.
My mum had to turn around to him and go, "I think he's a little starstruck."
We did not know each other back then.
No.
But you should have got me his autograph.
I have his autograph.
Yes, you should give me it.
So does my partner.
But yeah.
It was such a surreal experience. I also met the voice of K9 once.
That would have been cool.
He did the voice as well while he was signing my autograph. Like, I can't do it, but he went, "You want my..." He asked me if I wanted his autograph. I said yes, and he responded with, "You mean affirmative, master?"
My sister, different thing, game, Assassin's Creed.
Mm.
Know the historian?
Yeah.
My sister has his autograph.
Oh.
Because he's a comedian as well. And her friends got love from then his name. But in the queue, he overheard Annika mention that she was a big fan of Assassin's Creed. So he smiled at her and signed it from the historian.
That's awesome.
So jealous.
That's awesome. But yeah, Comic-Con is a place where you can meet your heroes and it turned out awesome.
Nerd out and look cool nerding out.
I mean, I once dressed as Loki at Comic-Con. I looked not like him, and I'm pretty sure it was only because I was sat in the wheelchair, but a bunch of people came over and circled me and had photos taken.
Probably.
They were all female. And I'm not trying to say that, females tend to feel more sorry than men. It's just, in my experience.
Females feel more sorry than men. We're complicated bunches, men. But yeah, Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Shooty.
Can't wait for that. I really enjoyed his Christmas special.
Same. Millie Gibson.
She's good.
Yeah, she's good. I liked her in Corrie.
Although, I think I've said this in a previous episode as well. I do love the fact that Russell seems to have a type for his first companions.
Blonde.
Blonde, Londoners.
Good looking.
Good looking with complicated family lives.
Don't know what you mean. Rose was a peach.
Oh, yes. Totally a peach.
Other thing that we know from the trailers, other Rose is coming back at some point. Possibly for an episode. But Donna's daughter's coming back for a bit. And, of course, they've confirmed people like Kate Stewart. And then the girl from the Christmas one.
If David comes back for this season, I hope he doesn't. Not because I don't like David. As I've pointed out, he's my favourite Doctor.
Second.
But he it steals the limelight from the current Doctor.
Saying that, actually, I think he's joint second with Peter Capaldi. I didn't like his to begin with, Capaldi. But since coming back and watching him, he's really good.
I started vibing with him when he remembered why he chose the face.
Yeah.
But yeah, slightly back on track a bit. What I was saying is, if he does show up, I'd love it to be on a video call or computer screen thing with Kate. A 2-second thing, the new Doctor walks in to help with the problem, and David sees Shooty's there, and he goes, "Oh, you don't need me anymore," and hangs up.
Yeah.
That would be a cool little
Just make me wonder if we will get any of David, Donna.
I just think it'd be cool if Kate Kate's called David for a consult on whatever problem of the week's going on. And then Shooty walks in, David sees him and he goes, "Oh, it looks like you have a doctor," and hangs up. Like, that would... It fit like the Doctor's personality super well.
And then you've got...
And we'd get a David Tennant cameo.
Matt Smith said he'd love to come back at some point.
Yeah, but he wants to play the Master.
That would be cool. He had said he would come back as the Doctor again.
I know, but I would love for the Master to choose a face the Doctor used to have, and just be like, "Hey, look, I look like you."
Yeah. I'd like not Master this season though.
Oh no.
We need to wait a bit.
The Master's had his day in the sun for a bit.
Unless one of the rumours were right and it's actually Millie Gibson. That'd be interesting.
It would. Especially if they use the chameleon circuit and Millie doesn't even know she's the Master.
Yeah. I need to watch the Christmas one again. I love that one.
I love the song.
It's been for ages.
We had a friend that has now stopped watching Doctor Who because of the song.
Why?
Because they said it glorified eating babies.
No, it didn't. It was a funny song.
I know, it was really weird.
It's not like somebody's actually going to eat a baby.
Nope. Well, cannibals might.
Yeah, but that's cannibals. We don't have cannibals in this country. That we know of.
I'm gonna say, dude. But, you know, there are other things I'm looking forward to. I know we have to, I think it's contractual, but that could be just something I got off Google, that the Daleks do have to show up a little bit every year to keep the rights to show them.
Probably. I hope not.
But I want them to show up like they did this year, where they're allowed to keep the Daleks because they put them in the Children in Need special.
That was funny.
Or, you know, or last time, where they had them with the Master while he was doing the rah rah Rasputin.
That was funny.
It was my favourite part of that entire sequence was when the Dalek and Cyberman looked at each other like, what the fuck? It was so like, did we really team up with this nut job?
I liked Sasha as the Master, but he kind of took away from the lady who played Missy. I like to think it's two different versions. That misses the end of that Pacific line.
In my head, I think this is what I think happened. We never saw Sims fully regenerate. We got told Sims became Missy.
That doesn't mean Sims became Missy.
But we didn't see Sims become Missy. We saw him start to regenerate and then jet off in a rocket.
Yeah. I
think it would be way better if Sims regenerated into Jodie's version of the Master. You know, like, I always get his name wrong. The one you just mentioned.
Sasha.
And then Sasha, when he died, and you think he's dead, he ends up regenerating into Missy.
That'd make more sense.
And the reason why they're so obsessed with the Doctor, they in Capaldi's era and become more friendly, is because they've shared a body with the Doctor, so they've experienced their emotions.
It make more sense like
that. And then we can say that the Master line is done. Until some inevitable timey-wimey bullshit brings the Master back.
Of course, you have the Master somewhere.
But we need an explanation, and we never got one with Sasha. Again, bad writing.
As we know, one of the episodes is going to be Peter themed.
Mm-hmm. Episode 2, I believe.
I think so.
The Devil's Cord.
Yeah.
The Maestro's messing with history.
Yeah, that's the drag show woman as well.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have one of the guys who was on Glee.
And then, we've got, the first episode is called Space Babies.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
Where is he? What's his name? Jonathan Groff is going to be in it.
Jonathan Groff.
Yeah, he's in an episode.
Mm.
Not like an old-timey episode when you see him.
Mm.
She's in like a Victorian kind of dress. It's one of those ones. People keep saying, is he another version of, or a young version of Captain Jack? Because they're both American.
I mean,
I'm not against it. He's just down as the name Rogue.
the thing is, right, we've heard about them for years. Jack's the only one we've actually met. What are the time agents and what the fuck do they do? Because we've never met any of them.
Very true.
Like, Jack is literally the only one we met, and he's a renegade. So, you know,
It's very nice, though.
he literally abandons his post.
I could have don't feel too bad now. She was born in 2004.
So,
Ooh, that's something you're not going to like. He's down for an episode here, David.
for a full episode.
It just said, actually, he's down for 2 episodes here.
See, the reason why
I hope that means he's in the end of one and then the next one.
I'm not,
Catherine Tate's down for a couple as well.
I'm not against it. I just feel like nostalgia bait's running rampant
Yeah.
in Hollywood.
That's the lady from the Christmas I was on about.
Mm.
The one who was in the wheelchair.
Yeah. She's awesome.
She is.
And I'm sorry, I wish we all had them. I know she was talking about unit agents, but when she pulled out the gun from the wheelchair and went, yeah, we all have them, I was like, I wish. That'd be so cool.
Okay. Retract the statement of me saying it's down for 2. They're counting the Christmas special. So apparently there's going to be one more.
Okay.
I got that because Wilfred Moffat's down for 1 of this series. And that'd be good. I'd like to know how.
Pretty sure Wilfred Mott's gone.
And so is Davina down for 1. Leo's down for 1. I hope the Toymaker comes back in some way.
Well, he's not dead. He just lost.
It'd be interesting to see. Oh, and then you've got Anita Dobson, who's Mrs. Flood. I hope she's nothing to do with Amy Pond and with... that's too obvious of a line to go down.
What? Flood and Pond?
Yeah, because she's called Flood and she's called Pond and River's called River. So is she connected to them? I went, well, yeah.
If she is...
Not saying it can't be because we've seen the gravestone with Amy Pond's name on it.
Yeah.
I'd just about accept her being a very old version of Amy Pond.
See, I wouldn't go that far, but the thing is, they got stuck in the 1950s. So it's very, very pertinent that they could have, adopted children.
Had children.
Well, no, because we know that they can't.
Right.
Do you forget that after she gave birth to River, the people that kidnapped her did something so she couldn't have it anymore?
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's why her and Rory split up.
Yes, I remember now.
So, which was handled really well. Let's just get that out there. That was handled really, really well because it's handled like it wasn't even Rory that ended it. It was Amy because she felt bad. And Rory's like, what the hell are you feeling bad for? You didn't do it.
Exactly. And of course we've got...
If anyone's to blame, not that I like doing this, but if anyone's to blame for the shit that the Ponds went through, it's the Doctor.
Yes.
To be honest, if anyone's to blame for the shit that anyone went through, it's the Doctor. Because he's a lonely old man. Lonely old person. Who, picks up strays.
Just a little bit. And of course we've got Bonnie Langford coming back at some point.
Mm.
That's because people want to know how she got back to Earth. I also don't trust them robots, the units we're with at Christmas.
No.
At all.
Nope. I like the slight theory that Bonnie Langford's the master.
That'd be interesting. I'd like
or the Rani.
I'd like Bonnie or Mrs. Flood to be the Rani.
Bonnie Lamford makes more sense to be the Rani because I believe there's a storyline in Classic where the Rani took Bonnie's form.
Yes.
And we never saw her regenerate out of that form.
So it could be her then.
So it could be her.
That'd be interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to it, to see where they go with it.
If the Rani does come back, though, I want a really funny explanation as to why she didn't die in the Time War when the Master blew up Gallifrey.
Well, we know why now the warrior lady didn't die on Krypton.
Krypton?
Not Krypton, sorry. My brain's Superman.
I'm gonna say.
On Gallifrey. Do you know the warrior girl who was with Tom Baker for a bit?
Yeah.
Who stayed on
Gallifrey. Yeah.
Gallifrey. Brain, stop going to bloody Superman.
It's because both planets were destroyed. I think the nerd community understands the confusion.
Yeah, but yeah, there was a 5-minute special they released on the BBC.
Yeah, that showed how she survived. I think it would be very cool, in my opinion, if Bonnie Langford was the Rani, and if the Doctor's like, how the fuck did you survive? And she's like, survive what?
Yeah.
And he's like, the Time War? And she's like, there was a Time War?
That'd be interesting.
I think it'd be cool to have a renegade, because she was a renegade Time Lord like the Doctor, but she didn't give a shit about Gallifrey.
No.
So I think it'd be cool to have a Gallifreyan that survived be like, what the fuck are you on about? Because then it's the Doctor having to show them what happened to Gallifrey.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think it was nice that the Master was like, oh, you know, when the Master came back the first time, they're like, oh yeah, they brought the Master back because his insanity was needed on the battlefield. Yes. And it's like, cool, so the Master knows about the Time War. But Time Lords travel through time and space in TARDISes. There's quite a few renegades from what we know from Doctor Who. I think like the Doctor was literally part of a group that were renegade Time Lords.
Yep.
So you're telling me every single one of them went back? I don't buy it.
No.
I also don't buy it that every single one of them knows it happened.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Like, the Doctor goes to a planet and goes, I'm a Time Lord, and everybody's like, and yeah, like that, gasps, like you just did. And it's like, pretty sure that far ends of the galaxy might not even know what's going on, or planets that haven't been colonized until the future won't know what the fucking Time War was.
Definitely. I'd be shocked if a Time Lord went off and had a family and there's more Time Lords on different planets.
Wouldn't it be cool and a weird full circle moment if the Doctor, the Timeless Child arc, ended with the Doctor finding a planet that just existed outside of time and space full of Time Lords, and the Doctor being like, this must be where I originally come from, and then being like, calling, like whispering in his ear his real name, like the name he chose on Gallifrey, and so that we're not told, obviously, and that they're like, how the hell do you know that name? And he's like, because I knew you at school. And he's like, huh? And it turns out full timey-wimey bullshit. The Doctor was born on a planet created by Time Lord refugees after the Time War, and ended up getting sucked back through time to become the Doctor that led to the Time War.
Yeah. You want big timey-wimey.
Because
bubbly.
We find out in Capaldi's era that the Doctor is semi-responsible for the Time War.
Yes.
By saving Davros, giving him the idea for the Daleks. And, you know, then there's also the fact that Tom Baker couldn't blow up the Daleks in Genesis of the Daleks.
Yes.
And 14 in The Children in Need special, which is technically canon-ish. Like I said, Doctor Who doesn't really have a strict canon. Where The Doctor's the one that named the Daleks. Daleks.
Don't be funny.
So,
Gave him the plunger.
yeah, he came in the plunger. I think it would be absolutely hilarious if the timeless child is just a future kid from a future Gallifrey that got sucked through the time vortex and ended up back on that planet with Tecteun.
You never know what was back in charge. The timeless child wasn't a bad idea. I just don't think he went the right way about it.
It was executed poorly.
Oh God, yeah.
Because the Doctor not having memories before Capaldi, before Hartnell,
Yeah.
doesn't really take away from the fact that Hartnell was the first Doctor.
No.
People were saying it doesn't. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Because without Hartnell, we wouldn't have the show.
Plus, he is the first Doctor.
Mm.
It could be the fact he didn't go around known as the Doctor.
Well, the fugitive version of the Doctor disproves that point. But what I'm mainly getting at is, like, for this incarnation, this version of the Doctor's life, Hartnell was the first.
Yes.
The Doctor does not remember being the timeless child.
No.
And he's literally stored those memories inside the TARDIS. Because Jodie,
Yeah.
like, dropped the fog watch into the TARDIS mainframe and said, "Hold on to this for me, my old friend."
Yeah, that was sweet.
You know what would be really cool as well?
What?
If the malfunction that sent the Doctor back in time to become the timeless child, in my weird theory thing, was caused by the TARDIS.
That would not shock me at all. That thing malfunctions so many times.
And
I'll admit, it's to help storylines, but that's not the point.
she doesn't really malfunction.
I like that. She. Automatic.
Yeah. She doesn't really malfunction.
Time and relative
Dimension in space.
dimension in space.
As named by Susan Foreman.
Yes.
Because Susan shortened the acronym to TARDIS.
Yes.
So. But yeah, what do you call it? She doesn't really malfunction. She just does what she wants, and the Doctor's like, "Hey, that's not what I wanted you to do."
And they're like, yes, it is.
It's more like she's like, "I don't really care what you wanted me to do.
This is what I wanted to do.
This is where you need to be, my mate." But yeah, what else is there? Oh yeah, my favourite thing is when the TARDIS becomes human for the day.
Oh, that woman played that brilliantly.
It was so good. My favourite part is
Sexy, you used to call me, you call me that.
yeah, where he's like, "What do I call you?" when she's in the human body, and he's like, she goes like that, looks off into space, and then looks back at him and goes, "I think you call me sexy."
That's alone. Not when there's other people.
And then in school reunion with Rose Tyler and Sarah Jane Smith,
Yes.
R.I.P., where they're like, "Does he still stroke bits of the TARDIS?"
Yes, he does.
And they're all laughing about it. And Mickey's like winding him up about his current with his ex. And actually, they're just talking about his actual wife, the TARDIS.
Yeah, because that is his wife, all sense of the word.
He's married to the TARDIS. He loves other people. 'Cause we can't
Technically.
argue he never loved Rose.
And technically, he's married to River Song.
Technically, the Doctor's already married when he marries River.
Oh, the Queen of England, the Virgin Mary.
Beyond that,
Yeah,
he had
true.
a wife and kids on Gallifrey.
True.
To have a granddaughter.
No, it doesn't have to be a wife.
Well,
I believe the term is the bastards.
yeah, but it's confirmed that he's married.
Yeah, true.
So,
You know what? I'd like to see the grandchild return, Susan.
Susan,
Or
her kid.
her parent.
Hmm.
To have a grandchild, he's going to have had a son
Well,
or a
we know
daughter.
he's had kids because in the Jenny episode with Donna and Martha, and he's like,
I wish Jenny turned up. There was a rumour that she was going to in the 3 specials, but she never did.
Well, when he's talking to Donna in that episode, and she's like, and he like shows maternal instincts and stuff, paternal, maternal, whatever, don't matter. The Doctor is
Yeah.
gender fluid. Instincts, parental. I'll use that word.
Yeah.
Parental instincts. Donna's like, see, I knew he could be a dad, and he's like, I've had children before.
Hmm.
And it's Donna's face for me in that scene, because she's like, what? I'm like, I'm already a father.
Does that mean in his girl form, for example, Jodie, does that mean he could technically have a kid?
Yeah. What I want to know on Gallifrey is the Gallifreyan politics about, like, if you regenerate into a woman and you're married, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure there's still gay marriage there.
well, obviously, I'm more thinking, like, anyone can change gender, so, all species.
I'm leaving you because I've realised I'm gay. 1 second. Solved it.
Did you just waste a regeneration so that we match sexes so that I'm into you?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did. Oh, baby, I love you.
Yeah. Weird.
Like, you can't tell me that it wouldn't be weird as hell. I don't know. Your husband goes out to work, gets shot because he's a soldier, comes back, he's a woman.
Did you ever watch I think it was Red Nose
Or
Day,
other way around.
Comic Relief one with Rowan Atkinson,
Yeah.
who ended up turning into Jodie Lumley, Joanna Lumley, and then goes off with the Master.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I'm sorry, but there was so much sexual tension between Capaldi and Missy. I was sat there like, have these two bonked before?
I like the fact he always wore his wedding ring. Peter.
Yeah. That's the thing, though, like, when it comes to the Master and thingy, when I was a kid, I never saw it, but now that I'm watching Doctor Who again to recap everything.
I wouldn't be surprised if John Sim and David Tennant got it off.
Yeah, well, as a kid, it went over my head, but rewatching Doctor Who, I'm sat there like, oh
There's
my
sexual
God.
tension there.
Yeah, the Master and the Doctor definitely were more than friends as children.
Yep.
Do you know what would be absolutely... Sorry for the goofy laugh there. I think it'd be absolutely hilarious if it was revealed the Master was the Doctor's wife.
That would not shock me. It really wouldn't.
Because we don't know who it was. And their relationship is like spouses that have fell out. But still have that spark.
On a different note, I'd like to see Captain Jack back. Even if it's not John.
Just face a Boet.
Well, yeah, he turns into the face of Bob, we know this.
Yeah. Well, it's hinted at.
It doesn't mean... The thing is, he can't die. It never said when that body's old and frail, not that John Barrowman would ever get old and frail. It doesn't mean he has to stay in that body.
No. Also, like, the scene where the face of Bo dies, I'm like, Jack can't die, so face of Bo didn't die, so what did happen?
His consciousness got transformed into something else.
I think he just became energy.
Yeah.
Because he's literally a fixed point. Unless him becoming the face of Bo and dying to tell the Doctor that he wasn't alone is the fixed point that Rose created.
Yeah.
Okay, slight headcanon change here because of that little tangent. But wouldn't it be hilarious if the Master didn't survive the Time War until Rose absorbed the full force of the TARDIS? And she ended up creating a fixed point where the Master came back.
Yeah, that won't shock me either. You know what, I think we should be writers on the show.
I would love to write Doctor Who.
I'd love to be Doctor Who.
I've sat there and spent hours talking to my sister about episodes where the Daleks and Cybermen merge to become the Cyber Dalek.
Is it top half Cyberman, bottom half Dalek, or is it top half Dalek, bottom
I
half
don't know.
Cyber? I don't know which one would be better.
You know those Dalek voice changes you get, like when Doctor Who was massive and everywhere. I know Doctor Who is still a big thing, but it used to be massive in the kid market for toys and stuff. There was voice changes where you could get it and just sat on your head. I always imagined a Cyberman with a Dalek head.
Yeah. Exterminate.
Well, one half is just
exterminate.
Delete, exterminate, delete, exterminate. And the Doctor's like, oh my god.
Computer does not reply.
Okay then. So, I got to ask you a question.
Go for it.
There's a rumour, and it is just a rumour, I've not seen anything that substantiates it, that says the reason why the sonic screwdriver has been changed to look more like a sky remote than a screwdriver is because Bad Wolf Productions, Disney, and BBC were worried that the old-fashioned sonic screwdrivers looked too much like a gun.
I was expecting you to say something like a dildo.
That's what I was expecting.
I could understand.
When I read this, that's what I was expecting it to say. I was expecting it to go, it looked too much like a woman's sex toy or a butt plug or...
I don't see gun.
But I'm sat there like, where did you get gun? I mean, Jodie's definitely looked like a dildo, but I didn't see it looking like a gun.
I would never say it looks like a gun. Looks too much like a adult's toy, possibly.
Specifically Jodie's.
Yeah, Jodie's did really badly.
Like, I'm sorry. You have your first female doctor and you design the sonic screwdriver to look like a dildo.
I like the idea of how she made it because I was born in Sheffield.
Oh, the materials used were cool.
My favourite is definitely
design.
My favourite's definitely Peter's.
Which one?
The blue one that looks like a TARDIS.
The reason I asked which one is because he has the sunglasses.
I like the idea of the sunglasses.
I like the sunglasses came in when he was blind.
But...
so that he could, like...
the fact they didn't bother making them, they just purposely put on a pair of sunglasses and he just tapped the side of it. At least put a sticker or something on the side so it looks like a button. And he's not just tapping the side of his face. Think about it, you could release those and make so much money. Because you'd have to have different sizes for people.
Yep.
That would go down a treat in the selling market, but no.
I always liked the Sonic cane from that one episode of Doctor Who where Matt Smith had a cane with a Sonic in it.
Of course, may she rest in peace. Sarah's lipstick.
Sonic lipstick, that was cool. But I have never seen anything look like a gun. Except for maybe the actual guns in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Like River's disintegration gun.
Yeah. But no, if that rumour is so-called true, they're idiots.
I mean, a lot of the comments that I saw on the thing were saying, I wonder if this is because it's become more available in America. But I was sat there like...
what would that matter? They like guns over there.
Well, yeah, I know. And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, well, one, they literally have a right to bear arms. And two, it was already available in America on BBC America.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense.
It's just more easier because you can just go on Disney now.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
But, no, if they just said sex toy, I'd have got that. Cause
yeah, it can. It's a long object.
It's a long phallic object.
But yeah, I wouldn't say gun. I don't see gun.
Never have, never will.
No.
And please bring back K9. He's my favourite.
Yeah, I like to see K9 again. I don't mind seeing bloody Sarah's son again.
No, it'd be nice to see him as well. And the people from Class.
I never really got into class.
I got into class, but it took a while because the season was cancelled. Like, if they'd have carried on, I think people would have got into it more.
Probably.
It's like Sarah Jane. Because I watched it when I was a bit older, it took me a while to get into Sarah Jane because it felt a bit childish.
I enjoyed it.
But once I got into it, I really liked it. Whereas with Class had a different had a different issue. Yeah. It felt too Netflix.
Yes. It was, for what I've heard, it was supposed to be interesting. But it took far too many episodes to get into it. And by the time you were into it, it was over.
Like Velma.
Velma?
Yeah, the HBO Velma series.
The animated one?
Yeah.
Oh, people are just not liking that just because the colour of Velma's skin.
Oh, yeah, there is a majority that are like that, but there are other people that go, there is literally no plot.
Yeah.
And when there is a plot, it's immediately sidelined for a crap joke.
Yeah. It's a bit weird.
And Scooby-Doo's not even in it, and it's a Scooby-Doo project.
Well, it's not, it's a Velma project.
Well, yeah, but you got everyone else bar the dog.
True.
You could have just have Shaggy have a pet dog. He didn't have to talk or anything or be the main character.
What I've heard, we're getting a Scooby-Doo series, live action.
On Netflix.
Uh,
That's going to be too Riverdale, I'm sorry.
I wanted to stay with Riverdale.
I left season 2.
I liked season 1. It was a bit too far out there, season 2, with the whole game. But I bore past it. It was okay. Season 3 was, And did I understand the time jump? Yes, because these are actors getting older, and they were looking less and less like high schoolers. Apart from Cole Sprouse, who still looks like he's 16.
Even though he hasn't been 16 since Sweet Life on Deck. Talk about time travel.
Oh god, yeah, I used to love that show. But I couldn't get into it when the time jumped. I got it, but they got me far too into the whole. I preferred Veronica with Archie and Betty with Jughead.
And then they tried to switch it.
Yeah, I think that was partially because the actress and actor Cole Sprouse and the Lily whatever broke up in real life.
Well, actually, I think it's more to do with that happens in the Archie comics.
I get that, but it was a bit no.
Archie, Betty, and Veronica are basically always.
Then they did that Rivervale thing, where it was an alternate timeline. I was like, okay, no, you're pushing it too far.
But anyway, back to Doctor Who.
It's coming back.
It's coming back.
Can't wait.
It's going to be great, and we're going to talk about it in either a special episode or a live stream, depending on what you, the audience, want.
In about 8 weeks' time.
When the show is finished.
So about 8 weeks' time.
Yeah.
Because there's only about 8 episodes. Which is slightly annoying.
I think there's 10, but they're dropping the first 2 at the same time.
No, there's only about 8.
There's only 8?
Yeah.
Well, that's a bit lame.
And there's 9 on the season 1 list. And the first episode is the Christmas special.
Okay, that's a bit lame that you're dropping the first 2 episodes then. Because that literally means you only get 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Worth of TV. But
then again, 7 weeks away.
Yeah.
By then we should be able to talk about X-Men and more stuff, nerdy-wise.
Yep. And let's sign off with saying, Alonzi.
I don't want to go.
Bye.
Tag. Help.
You're it.